their first attacks here for Signal. Good dig from Cayuna. Here comes Molina. Cross court, picked up by Atienza. Back row, Valdez. Bang!
Liza Valdez still as reliable as ever.
Let's go courtside. More look at this. Got the crowd going. And it's deafening inside the venue. Let's check in with Rani Reyes.
At 5 points down, Jack Janela actually gave me some insight about the previous game. You know, they're only now 3 games into the conference, but last game was definitely a wake-up call for them. They saw what their lapses were. And she told me, marami pa silang pwedeng ipakita. Therefore, their mindset is very important. Para manalo, di pwede hanapin kung sino yung wala sa court. And we saw that in the Invitational Conference with their heart. And let's see if their heart will come through for today's game. Back to the panel.
Thank you, Franny. Well, right now, one of the things that Signal must address their errors. They had 28 errors, although they did have 9 blocks, like what you were talking about, Neil. Signal is very good with the blocking. They had 28 errors. They've got to keep that down. They did get their first point finally off an error in the reception in the pass by De Guzman. Pancake save was not successful, but again, another error.
Going back to your point, these are the type of errors that they have to lessen. Especially now that the Cool Smashers are surging. They have a 5-point lead early on. And you can just hear the crowd roar here in the Santa Rosa Multi-Purpose Complex.
I'm wearing headphones so I can hear Neil, but I can't even hear Neil once the crowd roars. Ty Vieria.
Another unforced error, this time off the attack.
This is not the kind of start you want after coming off a loss against the Crossovers. Coach Shaq obviously must be disappointed. He already burned the timeout, and they're still down.
They need to get this first pass first. Reinforcement is in the front line for the HD Spikers.
Atienza, great coverage. Back set, Pasa. There's a block. We were talking about this, Neil. They need to capitalize on what they're good at.
Yeah, get more block points against a strong attacking team like the Cool Smashers, or get soft rebounds because you have a steady libero in Jack Janela. You have a lot of options from the wings, and kahit saan mo pa ilagay si Ces Molina, may it be the left or the right pin, she can score for Signal.
First attack point you saw from Signal. Or make that first block point. Liza Valdez scoring again on the cross court. It's an 8-2 start for the Cool Smashers against the HD Spikers, set number 1. Lanza just so good, so smart. As that ball almost rolled in easily. That's off the block. Great swipe by Roslyn Doria, former Lady Bulldog.
And she is leading in the blocking category.
4 blocks, 7 points. In the loss versus Cherry Tigo for Rose Doria, 25 years old. Best middle blocker in season 81 of the UAAP. Nice serve, Atienza. Underhand set for De Guzman. Galanza, this time that's off the net.
Yep. Too low on the hit for Gemma Galanza. And Signal is trying to string a couple of points consecutively as they are still down by 6.
But you like how Signal is starting to turn it around, Neil.
And they have a lot of options off the attack, and aside from Gia De Guzman being the league leader, Jel Cayuna also matches up to that standard when it comes to pulling out the creativity that you need.
Best setter in the Open Conference for 2022, Jel Cayuna. So she obviously knows what she's doing in that position. Former Lady Tamarao. Meantime, another former Lady Tamarao and former Lady Red Warrior as well, Seth Domingo with the serve. Cayuna to Takis, blocked. Molina with the up, and Jack Janela with the free ball. There's Panaga, cross court, yes!
You will sense trouble when you give a chance ball like that to the Cool Smashers. And all of these shoot sets from Gia De Guzman from the 2 sides of the court will only get you a single block.
I mean, so good with her decision making. Gia De Guzman. I mean, especially when you have Panaga, you've got Gemma, you've got Eliza Valdez in front. There's Dacoron scoring. Finally, you see the offense of Signal starting to develop.
And Joy Dacoron will be crucial in this game against the Cool Smashers because she can also hit from that slide attack aside from the usual A or B quick plays.
Joy Dacoron coming off a 2-point performance. She came off the bench in the third set and then started in the fourth set of that loss versus the Crossovers. Cayuna, 13 excellent sets against Chip. Oh, good serve. 1-2 play from De Guzman. Dieria, back row, yes!
And we were talking about efficiency a while ago, that she has to pull up her efficiency. She was at 29%, got a lot of attempts against Cherry Tigo. So she has to be smart in choosing her angles against the blockers of Creamline.
19 points, 1 block, 1 ace for Tai Dieria out of the US of A. Service error. I mean, right now, Signal is 1 step forward, 2 steps back with these errors, Neil.
They had 4 or 5 errors probably so far in this first frame.
15-8. Creamline. Good pass. Dakis is rejected. Molina goes over the block. Saved by De Guzman. Chance ball here. Dacoron delivers.
And Dacoron just on time for that quick attack. Getting through the double block of the Cool Smashers and getting through the defense of their libero as well.
And what a great set as well from Cayuna. I mean, just perfect delivery to Joy Dacoron. De Guzman sets it up. There's a net touch going to be called against Joy Dacoron. Very comfortable advantage for the Cool Smashers. 69 against the HD Spikers first set.
2 1-sets lang to go for your quick attack or your reverse set.
There's a 1-2 play. Speaking of 1-2 plays, Cayuna. Signal HD fans, look at Era de Jesus. Go back to the bench. Kyla Atienza is back on the floor.
Now Signal is slowly closing out the gap in the scoreboard. It's just a 4-point lead for the Cool Smashers, and this will be a free ball for Signal.
There's Doria on the attack. Valdez, yes.
People were asking if Eliza Valdez's conditioning would be there in this conference dahil kakagaling nga lang niya sa dengue, but she finished that game against Petrogas with back-to-back hits.
Yep.
And now she's continuing her stellar performance for Creamline.
And what is it, 17 points in her first game, 14 points in her second game. That's more than the 12-point average per game she had in the Invitational Conference. So she's really stepped it up here. Dieria from the back row. Gumabao was in the game for the first time along with Kyle Negrito. Dakis rejected by Gumabao.
Rachel Andakis had the right angle in mind. She wanted to go for that cross-court kill. Nabitin lang. It was supposed to be a deep cross-court. But we know that that's the specialty of the house for Michelle Gumabao. It's blocking.
Timeout here by Coach Shaq De Los Santos. Will listen to Signal.
Okay lang, okay lang. Sige ba, 1 point at a time lang. Tsagayin lang natin, okay? Sige lang, bawi lang tayo.
Six-point advantage for Creamline. 20-14. Back row, Pieria. Yes! Oh, her percentage today at efficiency pretty high, Neil.
Identifying all of those spaces in the defense of the Creamline Cool Smashers and using a lot of power in her hits, and that's the right strategy. You cannot give soft or rolling hits to the defense of Creamline kasi nandyan si Kyle Atienza waiting in the wings.
Negrito will set it up. Back to Gumabao. Gumabao! Taking advantage of that two-lady block and putting it in.
That was the second point for Michelle Gumabao. One off the block. This time, another point off the attack from that opposite side of the court.
And she is currently 2 for 2. Off the bench, Michelle Gumabao. Just quality minutes for Sherwin Meneses. Said Domingo, that's going to be outside. There's Coach Meneses taking over from Coach Tai Bundit, who couldn't come back to the Philippines during the height of the pandemic. 4 excellent sets so far for Cuyuna. 5-point deficit against Signal. Great serve. Galanza down the line.
So much power in that hit from Gemma Galanza. Gawa na ng double substitution yung trabaho nila. Babalik na yun si Gia de Guzman and Yellow Basa.
And I mean, your Creamline, your starters, at least 2 of your starters go to the bench. Second stringers come in and they add to your advantage. I mean, that's a huge bonus for Coach Meneses. Cuyuna. Dakis fires one in.
Rachel Andakis, high contact, going over the double block of Eliza Valdez and Jeanette Panaga.
One of the most successful Lady Tamaraos ever, along with Tina Salak. She has to step up as well. Only 6 points for Dakis against Cherry. Ooh, wow. Yellow Basa.
That's the power of a Yellow Basa. I mean, she has won titles for clubs in Japan, Thailand, Indonesia, the Czech Republic, and Turkey. So she's used to winning a lot of titles.
And she is very experienced. One of the third oldest import at 35, Yellow Basa. Cuyuna goes to Pieria. There's a net touch. No argument from Basa.
So far, it has been Tiberia doing the damage for the Signal HD Spikers. There were a couple of sets to the middle, but we're still looking for that second main scorer for the ladies in black.
Oh, Basa.
It seems like each and every game, she's, steps up a little bit. Like she started at 60, she's 70 versus Petrogas. Now she's playing at around 80%.
And parang she just needed that first game to warm up the system of Creamline in an actual official match.
I hate to see what she looks like at 100%. This is 8, make that 6 set points for the Cool Smashers. There's a push, it's wide, and that's it. A walk in the park for the Cool Smashers in the first set, a comfortable